Guys, welcome back. So the long-awaited M5, M6 review is finally here.
Yes, they were slow getting here. If anyone's wondering why we're doing this
It took a little bit longer, but I will say that once we had established communication with Taylormade, they have been fantastic to open sort of more lines of communication with us. Good. And basically said from now we can have basically anything to test that we want, which is phenomenal.
Great.
We've got some new irons coming. I don't know if I could say some new. We have some new irons coming, some new prototypes from some top players coming.
Lovely.
We have the fairway woods coming, the hybrids coming, the full shoot match coming. So this is the one we've been waiting on for a little while. Though we've been keen to do the review of this. We done a little intro with Lindsay, didn't we?
Lindsay
we done the
both.
M4 versus M6, which I thought was quite interesting, and I've had a lot of comments about that. But everyone wants to see what you do with these two.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. A lot of it because I almost felt like where my swing was last year. I hated the fact that I almost couldn't hit last year's model because it was so low spin.
Sure.
I'm so low spin in the way I was swinging.
Yeah.
So with now, I think the fact that I can generate a little bit of spin, plus we have a little bit of a higher lofted head, which will suit me because we'll open it obviously and make it the right loft.
For sure.
Definitely excited to see how it will stack up because we've hit just some awesome stuff this year from basically everybody.
It's been interesting, isn't it? I think it's been the year of real top performance. It's not even, I can't remember a year. There has never been a year where golf clubs have been better than they are this year.
Yeah, and so consistent across all manufacturers. Everyone seems to have some good stuff.
It's just everyone has brought their A game this year. Callaway seem to be, getting lots of performance. Actually, to the point where a lot more people are talking about Epic Flash than what we saw in our testing of it. Okay. A lot of people are saying that's the one to beat.
And we are going to revisit it.
We are going to revisit it.
But
So we want to hit that one again. Obviously, people know our kind of liking for the Cobra and the Mizuno stuff. Absolutely. We love that.
Yep.
So this is adding the Taylormade stuff to the mix.
Cool. So we kind of already did an intro, so let's not get into it any further. Let's get into some hitting.
Can we do something first with this today? Can we hit yours first?
My driver? Sure, yeah.
I want to get some baseline numbers to know exactly where this stacks up, because day to day right now with your injury and different stuff, you're changing a little bit.
There's some variances.
There's some variables. So I don't want people to perceive this drive and go, oh, it wasn't 184 like the Cobra. It's a bad driver.
Very fair.
So
okay, I'll take mine out of the bag.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Matty, we're on the range. You've got your golf bag sitting to the left.
We discovered something interesting with this. I don't know why it doesn't default to this. It's great.
We were panning out, weren't we, trying to extend the range a little bit.
We were in the clubhouse, and then we found this.
And then we found that actually there's markers and a little stack of balls and a nice little TXG bag. And what design.
This is great. I think that alone is going to increase my performance today.
All right. Oh, a low spinner to start with LST.
Oh yeah.
That was a beast.
There's something disheartening about seeing the ball nowhere near the green now, though, because
it is a little discouraging, isn't it? Because the green, we always set the green as the benchmark for a good one.
It is. Like, I watch the ball, it's like, is it getting close to the green? Must be good.
No, nowhere near it.
We'll get used to it.
But if you do need to check your watch or your phone, you can dive right into your bag and do that.
If you need a sack or something as well.
And some good one. Serious low spin with your driver today.
Yeah,
look at that thing.
I've actually struck the high part of the face both shots, which is good.
What are you doing there? Enough with the 333s in there.
Yeah, that was a freak one, wasn't it?
Well, I knew your other one had carried a long way, and I could see this one just sailing past it. It literally airmailed it.
I've just got no point of reference. That green is like, it's nowhere near it. Okay, I teed it down a bit.
Okay. That's a little bit spinnier.
Yeah, that's probably higher or too high in spin, but it'll balance those out a bit.
Okay.
That's good.
That looked like a really nice balanced flight.
Solid, yeah. Proper.
Good.
I like that. Oh,
quick, fast.
145 efficiency. Has never had that in my life.
Okay, so
good stuff from the old thing today.
These are some good numbers. So your ball speed's right there. I was a little, concerned that with your, shoulder being a bit sore and stuff, you might not be at your usual speed, but not a bit of it. Okay, Matty, let's take a little peek at this. We've got a little change of shaft in there for you today.
Yeah, so similar to my 3-wood shaft, just a bit lighter.
Little IZ6 TX in there.
Yep, and so we've got a 10.5 degree M6 head, but we've opened it.
We've opened it one degree.
So it's 10 degrees.
Correct.
Being a lower spin club, this should likely be good for me, right?
This should be nice. Oh,
good opener.
Well, that's an awfully good flight there. Hello. High in the face.
Yep.
A launch monster. High launch, low spin with decent speed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's center of the club. I have a hard time telling what is and what isn't these days. Oh, there you go.
I was definitely a little lower in the head.
Yeah.
Ball flight came out a lot flatter.
Yeah.
Probably quite a quick one, but not as good in the launch conditions.
Yeah, I think I just a little, low on the face. Certainly quick for a low on the face strike.
Yeah, there's more speed than the lower strikes, isn't there?
Which is never really, well, I shouldn't say never, it's almost never the case with a driver. Like it generally performs faster higher up, no?
I think we're seeing so much tech though nowadays from, whether you want to talk about Hammerhead and how that slot technology works, whether it's jailbreak, whether it's wave technology on the Mizuno, we've seen it from the Cobra driver. They're getting really fast in the bottom part of the head, I feel like.
Do you think they're almost neglecting the high part of the head because the launch conditions are so good? Someone's going to hit a long drive anyway, and they want to get the ball speed up low? Yeah,
I mean, if we think about the properties and how these companies are making these drivers, the objective is always to bring weight down and back.
Right.
So they're trying to basically, the opposite point from where the mass is the top of the club. So it makes so it shouldn't be a surprise that we're not getting as good a ball speed transfer numbers from there. But I think we're just seeing particularly low ball speeds on the top of this driver because, like we said with yours, you were hitting yours pretty much in the same spot.
Yeah.
It's not much of a difference.
No, you're
really.
right. So it may, I mean, we're talking about a few swings, but so far it doesn't seem to love the top of the face for ball speed, but certainly for hitting a long drive, it's...
Launch and spin was very optimized up there.
Yep.
It's got an interesting sound, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So I think the club face feels a little firmer than I expected. It doesn't have a jumpy... Did you notice that when you were trying them?
I've only tried M5 and I quite liked the sound and feel of it. I mean, look at that again. But to be honest, Matty, in order to get the ball speed up, it really compromises your launch conditions. Look how low the launch is. The spins went up and you've lost a ton of distance.
It's interesting.
Yeah, you've spiked 4 miles an hour in ball speed, but you've lost 20 yards. No one likes that.
No. Okay. I really want to get one in the middle of the face here.
Yeah, nicely in the upswing as well. Get some good launch on it.
Okay, that is as good as I can hit it.
That's the one right there.
Yeah. I hope everything was kind of in line with how it felt. Well, a hair low. Let me ask you this, because to me, it looks like the playing surface of the face is a bit smaller than other drivers we've tried.
Yeah.
Do you think it's maybe a little less forgiving in terms of strike location as a result?
I think most of that is down to the way they've kind of got the paint on the face.
Right.
I think if they really wanted to, they could actually expose quite a bit more of that face because that top line on the paint comes down into the face.
So they just wanted to make the silver part at least have some
a little
view.
more prominent.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they brought the carbon so far forward this time. You know, almost the carbon almost meets the face.
Yeah.
There's a fraction of that you would call it cup face if it was some other companies, but yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that, but.
It's not a whole lot going on. I mean, a 1 mile an hour ball speed difference is easily attributable to me. It did seem a little slower near the top of the face, but
Yeah, the early ones were a struggle for speed, weren't they? 174, 173.6, 175. Then you get the ball speed back up.
yeah.
G4 was nice and quick, sneaking up towards 180 at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. I've not really liked a Taylormade driver in a couple years. This one I think it seems kind of like a good all-around playable head. I like the shape of it. I like how it looks at address.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, how are you seeing it in your fit so far? Is it fitting a certain type of player?
It's been good in the testing we've done in the bays. It depends on the type of golfer, and we'll pop M5 on now and see. But it seems to me like M5 does really well for the better players, and then with some speed,
Right.
M6 is maybe for the guys who are looking for a bit more forgiveness.
So M6 should be more stable based on how they present the weighting.
Based on what they always try and do with that, even numbered driver.
Right. Yeah, because M4 is always, or M4 was, and then M2 was.
Exactly, M2 prior to that.
Okay, so M5 now, you've got the same face orientation, 10.5 degrees to 10, it's open.
Correct. Weights are kind of middle to slightly further forward.
Yep.
The front weight is at the front. The back weight is just middle of the head.
Middle. Okay.
So let's get some baseline numbers with it, Matty.
Okay. It's a little bit of a low strike, not bad though.
Yeah. Certainly saw some decent results at some low strikes with the M6. So
Yep.
if we see the ball speed staying, not bad.
That's all right. That struck better.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? Waving bye-bye to your other ball as it flies over it.
Goodbye. That's a really good swing. Kind of like to see this, like I can actually hit this driver in the air.
You can tell you what, tons of airtime on it.
That's stable, isn't it?
176, 2600. This is a complete. I mean, do you feel like your swing's changed enough that you can now play this type of a driver?
I don't know. Like, am I delivering more loft than I used to?
Yeah.
That must be it. Because last year, like, I would deliver like 14 loft and stuff.
I know.
And I just had to have.
Well, strike with this one, and I really like this shaft for you.
Yeah, this shaft does help me, I guess, time it a little bit better.
It's got you very, very centered, and that's in good shape.
That's a little bit of a high tower.
Knuckleball.
That was quite good as well. Yeah, the drivers feel firm to me. Like the club face itself feels quite a bit different than the other stuff we've tested. Probably the best one I hit. Would we want to knock a bit of spin off this, you think?
I mean, dare we say you could be 9 degree in this thing?
That was quite good.
Mm-hmm. That flew nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
That was good as well.
That's good as well, yeah.
Really good. I tell you what, you've hit this one awfully well with this shaft.
Yeah, it seems
You really
the
have.
timing seems to be nice. That's a little quicker, I guess.
A little bit quicker, but tee a fraction higher.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting when we do these tests and we go between heads and shafts, and it's amazing how my strike point seems to move, and then you almost need to change your tee height.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is up probably about half a ball.
Okay. How'd you hit that one?
Pretty good.
A little higher in the head?
Yeah,
High
I think,
middle?
I do. I think that would be more centered. I actually think that was one of my better drives.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's well hit as well.
Yeah.
Those last two, you're starting to get quite a lot of ball speed out of those, Matty.
Yeah, I think it was a question of adjusting the tee, and yeah, that's fast.
That's as quick as we'll see.
Yeah,
It
for that
really
swing
is.
speed, I'm not getting any more speed than that out of it.
And we just made a slight adjustment in order to tilt the launch up a little bit and kind of address those numbers. But I think what we're basically seeing is it's a pretty functional driver off centre. There's quite a lot more out of it when you get it in the middle. So
For sure,
it might not be the most forgiving driver in that sense from a distance perspective, but
That's fair to say.
You never hit one that was going to cause you a problem with that driver, where we used to do that a lot with M3.
The spin used to just dive on certain kinds of strikes, and for the most part, they were all, mid to low twos?
Yeah.
Which is good.
So the G400, though, for you, launches a tad higher, spins a tad lower, and is slightly faster.
Yeah.
On average.
On average, and that's today, and to be fair, I may have struck my driver a bit higher in the head than I sometimes do. And just the way I was hitting these maybe a little bit lower in the head.
Right.
But we're talking about ball speeds that are pretty comparable.
Yeah.
We didn't see this going super, super high, but compared to the swing speeds, which topped out at 125 or so,
Yeah.
to get a couple at 180, it's definitely fast.
Well, the whole concept of, injecting the sort of resin into the head and changing the kind of playability of the face, right, in order to create more speed.
Yeah.
So I think we spoke about this a little bit, but the way club heads are governed by speed is they test them in microseconds.
Okay.
Right. So we test the rebound speed of the golf ball off the face. So the legal limit is 239 CT, which is characteristic time.
Right.
The legal limit, the legal limit's 239. There is a tolerance though with that of 18 microseconds.
So you can go all the way up to 257?
Yeah,
You can be up to
257
that.
is where you can be. Now, that's basically like telling these guys 239 doesn't matter.
I was going to say, that's not the number.
257
Is the
matters.
number, yeah.
So that's what they've done is engineered the speed out of the head to be as close to that 257 as possible. What I take away from this test, and what really I thought was going to happen anyway, is what we've realised is we were already close enough.
Yeah. It's more of a quality control story than it is a improvement
on ball
feature.
speed.
Yeah.
Don't think that you're going to pick up one of these drivers and all of a sudden it's going to have a different gear in it that you've maybe not had in the past.
Yes.
It still comes down to fitting, guys.
Exactly.
It comes down to being fit. Does this driver marry up with the shaft that you time well and the launch conditions that you need? Then it will be the right driver for you. Not a knock on anyone, and certainly not a knock on Taylormade, because I think
it's a good
pushing yourself to the limits is a good thing. But is it changing anyone's game or speed or threshold of speed?
No, I think it's more of a peace of mind that you've purchased something that if you grab the one on the right side of the rack versus the left side of the rack, they should actually have the same face characteristics. So product variance versus an actual improvement, right?
Tolerance.
So
that's a good point.
If I were to give my feedback on a couple of things, the sound is different.
Yep.
I think it's a little higher pitched than I expected.
Right.
The M5 is definitely a little more muted than
More
M6.
dull, isn't it? Yeah.
So I think that, again, and that makes sense, that'll appeal to the person that likes M5.
Definitely.
I think it's good. I think it's speed-wise seems to be as good as what we've tried. I don't know that I hit it as well as other drivers, and I can't blame the club. That may be just me today. Would you say that based on, let's say I had come in and I told you I wanted a Taylormade driver, likely you would proceed with the fitting on the M5 for me with the adjustability and the slightly lower spin.
Yeah, interesting for you.
Like both
today.
were similar in flight. They really were.
I never thought we'd be taking a Taylormade driver and trying to give you spin reduction.
It's rare, yeah.
Very rare. I mean, looking at where we ended up there, and this isn't the fitting video. We'll kind of preface that.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to do a fitting video on it and try and see what we can do to absolutely max this thing out for you, and see if we can get it anywhere near your gamer. But this is more the review. But we kind of had to do that in order to try and get some decent numbers out of it.
Yeah, which is good. I like that I can actually hit I'm not going to say this is higher spin than last year, but I like that my swing is actually puts a bit of spin on the ball, so I can test a little bit more stuff. Yeah. Good. Yeah, good initial tests. Was excited to hit those. So we'll follow up with a little fit on this guy.
We're going to dig into that one specifically, aren't we?
For me, let's say that's clearly it's just for me. This is a really good head. I think if you need a little bit more forgiveness and I think
we'll maybe do something with Al or something on the M6.
Yeah, maybe fit Lindsay into it or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Excellent. Guys, let us know your feedback. Let us know if you've tried it yet. I'm keen to hear what the verdict is
me too.
and the public opinion on these drivers. I mean, there's a lot of skepticism about, the marketing that goes. Everyone's kind of, I think, fed up with the marketing that comes behind these things. And
for sure.
But it's still a great product. It's still in the conversation, absolutely. So tell us what you think about the product, not the marketing.
Yes.
We know
the marketing.
We know, but tell us what you think. Is anyone having good results or positive results, or maybe it's not any better than what you got? We saw that in Lindsay's video.
Exactly.
M4 and M6 were both excellent.
Exactly the same, basically.
They were pretty much the same. So is that player going to change? Probably not a need to change. Yeah. But again, we're fitting it slightly different from reviewing it. So we'll see if we can get a few more horsepower out of it.
For sure. Okay, more to come on that.
Excellent. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you soon.